Soy un hombre muy honrado que me gusta lo mejor.
Who are you? You should not be here. This is very important ceremony.
Just kidding, it's Miss Wardley. I was wearing a mask. I love masks so much. Did you know that mask making is a form of art that's been around for thousands of years? Originally, people didn't make masks just to be for works of art. They actually made them to be worn. Our goal today is for you to design your own mask, but we want to look at some designs that come from south of us in Latin America. Latin American countries are rich and full of major, wonderful artistic designs. And this one is actually one inspired by Africa. This is a three-dimensional mask, so it's actually made out of plaster. For our mask, we're going to be learning about a type of art called printmaking. So we're going to combine mask design with printmaking to make a creative design that's inspired by Latin America or South America. So think about what you know about South America and use that to help you make a really awesome mask design. So let's get started. Our learning goal today is to not only understand how artists use masks for different reasons and how masks can show feelings, but we also want to understand about the art form of printmaking. Now, printmaking is different than just drawing or painting. It's actually the process of making a print that can be copied. So it's a really fun type of art that I love making because literally you can make lots of copies of just one drawing. So it can be really, really awesome. Now, to help you inspire and come up with some different designs from Latin America, I printed off some pictures that you can look at. And one thing that all of these pictures have in common is that all of the faces have symmetry. Now, if you look closely, you can see lots of different shapes like circles. Those are geometric shapes. I see triangles, I see squares, but there's also organic shapes, shapes that come from nature, like this shape that looks kind of like a feather. So you're going to combine geometric shapes with natural shapes to make your own mask. Now, the most important thing that you do is make sure that your mask has symmetry. Symmetry means that both sides match. So if you draw a circle for one eye, the other eye should try to be the same size and the same shape. So symmetry means both sides match. In art, that's also called balance. So to start your mask, I recommend getting your sketchbook, a page in your sketchbook, and you can look at one of the designs to draw, but we're actually going to be carving it into styrofoam. This is basically going to be your print. So if you've ever done stamping where you stamp something using a stamp, it's kind of similar idea. So I'm going to get my piece of styrofoam and I'm going to trace it to make sure that my mask design is big enough to fit the styrofoam. Once I've traced that design, then I can pick one of these that I really like. So I want to draw it first. I really like this guy. He looks like he has a nose ring. And the Latin American mask design need to get your supplies for printmaking. Now, printmaking can be kind of messy, so you want to make sure that you have newspaper to lay down on the table. And what you use for printmaking is not actually paint. I'm going to get a piece of paper, and you need, this is called a brayer. A brayer is what you roll the ink in. And you need to get, we're going to use gold ink, because in Latin America, in ancient times, they loved the color gold. Everything was made out of gold. Okay, so this is the ink that we're going to be using. It's called block printing ink. It's extremely thick. I got another tray to put the ink into, so I'm just going to scoop up a little bit, and I'm going to spread it around with my paintbrush. And then I'm going to take my brayer, and I want to roll it in the ink. I don't want the ink to be too thick or too thin. So you can see the ink isn't coated all the way around. So you want to keep rolling it on your plate until your printing ink is even and smooth. So, oh, now that looks perfect. Now what I'm going to do is just roll the ink over lightly. I don't want to press down too hard, because if I press down too hard, the ink will go in the lines. And I don't want it to go in the lines, I want it to go around the lines. Now once your mask is covered with the ink, then you need a piece of paper to print your image on. Make sure you write your name on your paper, and then you're going to gently drop your paper on, and then rub it with your fingers, and you are going to make a print. Once you're finished rubbing on your design, you're going to lightly, gently pull up the paper, and voila, there is your beautiful Latin American mask. Now you need to wait for it to dry for you to cut it out, but once it is dry, you can cut out your mask design, and we're going to turn this into a collage. So you can add feathers, you can add lots of other colors of paper, and you can make more than one copy too. This styrofoam can be used over and over again. So I tried it on black paper. I could roll some more ink on top. Let's see how this is going to look. I'm going to put some more ink on top, and I'm going to try another color paper. And if you make an extra copy, you can actually take it home. So this time I'm going to try green. So I'm going to drop the green paper on it, write my name on the back, rub on the plate, and then I'm going to peel it up. Ooh, that looks neat too. But I really like the black. Which one do you like better? The black or the green? The black shows up better because it's the darkest. So I can take this green one home, and then I need to make sure that I wash off my brayer. You don't have to wash off the ink here because someone else can use it, but I do need to wash out my paintbrush. So make sure you clean up your tools and take care of them, and have fun making your own Latin American mask out of printmaking.